In 2023, OpenAI had its most chaotic week in history. Sam Altman, the face of the AI revolution, was fired by his own board. The company was in free fall, and the board needed someone to take the wheel. They called one man, the man who had built the very foundations of OpenAI, the man who had already walked away once. They offered him the CEO chair, full control, the biggest AI company on the planet. He said no. This is the story of Dario Amodei, and why that answer matters more than most people realize. To understand why Dario said no, you have to understand who he is and what he built. Born in San Francisco in 1983, Dario wasn't the typical Silicon Valley founder. He was a scientist, a physicist, a researcher who fell in love with the mathematics of intelligence after a PhD in computational neuroscience. He joined Google Brain, one of the most elite AI labs in the world, but it wasn't enough. In 2016, a small startup called OpenAI came calling. They were trying to build artificial general intelligence, the kind of AI that could one day match or surpass human cognition. Dario joined as VP of Research, and what happened next would change everything. Inside OpenAI, Dario led the team that would make one of the most important discoveries in AI history. They found something extraordinary, something almost frightening. The more computing power you fit in, the smarter they became. Not incrementally, exponentially. GPT-2 in 2019, then GPT-3 in 2020, 175 billion parameters. A model so capable that OpenAI initially considered not releasing it, afraid of what it could do. Dario's team had essentially proven that the path to artificial general intelligence was real, not decades away, possibly years. But this discovery came with a question that would haunt him. If this technology is this powerful, who is making sure it stays safe? Dario and a small group inside OpenAI became increasingly alarmed, not because AI was bad, but because it was becoming powerful faster than anyone had planned for. They believed scaling would continue without limit. Safety research wasn't keeping pace with capability. The car was accelerating, but nobody was building better brakes. And then came the moment. In 2019, Microsoft invested $1 billion into OpenAI. OpenAI was no longer just a research lab. It was becoming a product company, a commercial empire. And Dario felt the mission shifting beneath his feet. For Dario, the question was no longer if he would leave, it was when. He had spent 5 years at OpenAI. He had helped build its most important research. He believed in the mission, but he believed that mission required something. OpenAI was no longer prioritizing trust. Trust in the people building it. In December 2020, quietly, without drama, Dario Amodei resigned. He wasn't alone. His sister Daniela, researcher Chris Ola, and several others, a team of the most talented AI researchers, walked out together. In a conference room with borrowed laptops, they tried to name the company Aligned AI, Sponge, Swan, Sloth, Sparrow Systems. Then someone typed Anthropic, from the Greek meaning human-centered. The domain was available and Anthropic was born. They raised $124 million. Then Google, then Amazon, $4 billion. But the real innovation wasn't the money. It was the method. Constitutional AI, embedding values directly into the model itself, like giving AI a conscience. And the model they built on top of this, they called it Claude. Then came November 2023. The AI world woke up to the most shocking story. Sam Altman, the face of OpenAI, had been fired overnight. The reasons were murky: allegations of dishonesty, internal power struggles, a board that felt the company had lost its way. For 5 days, OpenAI was in chaos. Employees threatened to quit, investors scrambled, Microsoft panicked. And in the middle of that chaos, someone made a phone call. The OpenAI board reached out to Dario Amodei. They offered him the CEO position, full control of OpenAI, and a potential merger between OpenAI and Anthropic. The man who had left was being asked to come back and take the throne. He said no. Not because of ego, not because of money, because Dario Amodei didn't leave OpenAI to win. He left to do it right. He had already built something that was doing AI development the right way. He later said, "The thing that matters is the ecosystem." The man who built the foundations of ChatGPT refused the CEO chair of the company that built it. It was about what you build when you sit in it. If you want more stories like this, the real stories behind the AI revolution, subscribe, drop in the comments. Was Dario right?